Hi, this is Billie Beene here with another segment of Weather Plus by Billie. Today's date 11/7/2022. New. This is my third YouTube channel. I have a subscribe button in the lower right corner of my screen. Thanks for like, subscribe, and share. Winter, Texas, to get some ice and snow by Thanksgiving. Hurricanes, diesel and truckers. Some of my sources are God in the Bible, Patriot subscribers, Mike Morales, BPEarthwatch, suspicious observers, Hurricane Track, Turneer, CDL Life Plus. So let's get started. Okay, I have a Patriot subscriber who said, my Walmart is next to a Home Depot. I suspect there are tunnels directly behind the Home Depot building, which has no entrance. So what she meant was there's a building behind her Home Depot. You walk around it, there's no entrance to it. Like, what's up with that? And she says, I avoid the restrooms in the big box stores. Usually they're like down long halls next to the warehouse area. Yeah, prime area for grabbing, maybe. I have a Patriot subscriber. Our Walmart is built on top of FEMA camp and they have a fence around it. It's 10 acres plus fences. I have another Patriot subscriber who asked a friend who works at a Walmart about the tunnels. He said he can't talk about it. So, yeah. Anytime you hear that, and like I said, when I was young and worked at a Walmart in college, I was shown the tunnels and they were designed for U.S. martial law, which, we might see in the future. Okay, now I'm going to start with this. Okay, and I'd like to reach out to Mike Morales, the great weather guy, independent thinker, and extend my condolences in the loss of his younger brother, Brian. And we say, rest in peace, Brian. So, Mike Morales and BPEarthwatch, we're talking about the hurricane models. Yeah. Now, here's Texas, Mexico, Texas, Florida, about the things that are going on in the Gulf. Now, recently, that was Mike from Around the World and also Israeli News Live. That had to do with Julia, and she was going to come into Nicaragua as a Category 1, which she did. But then Stephen Benoon with Israeli News Live said, oh, the models, she's going to turn around and go back through Honduras, come back out into Texas. Well, Mike from Around the World had talked about Ian and said there was one designed for Texas. Are we seeing the geoengineering taking place? Now, with this recent tropical system, there's something going on here and here. And both Mike Morales and BP are saying, the model's changed. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going with Mike Morales. I'll link that for you as a 16-day forecast. And he's talking about both of these systems, maybe making up into something tropical or Hurricane 1 category. But both of them coming in and going along the East Coast all the way up to Canada in the next 2 weeks. Now, he's also talking about a big cold, Mike Morales, big cold front coming down in the west of the U.S., sweeping across the east to the east. And he's talking about, especially in Texas. And I know in Texas, Mike from Around the World said our winter this year was going to be twice as cold as 2021. Well, that would take us down to temperatures of 0 in Texas. We're not, geared up for that. So Mike is saying that by November, 16. We could have in Texas ice and snow all the way down to the coast, which is where I live. So yeah, that's going on. So we see with our weather reports, it's good to get different perspectives. So that's going on. Now, we have this. Suspicious observers. Now, a lot of suspicious observers. Ben Davidson is a science-based space weather site. And anytime you're hearing things like, oh, there's a big solar flare going to hit the United States and take down our grid. And okay, it's good to check in with suspicious observers. And he's saying the one that came out yesterday that, some sites were saying it's going to take our power down. Ben is saying no, it was low. It was not facing the earth, and it was a low energy. Now, he is saying that we have more earthquakes in the last 20 years. Part of that reason is because the electromagnetic shield around the earth has been going down. So yeah, this is a good site if you're hearing catastrophe. Now, if Ben says this is real, well then, it's real. It's based on science, not trying to get, people to come to his site. All right. James Neil Cooper about the Three Gorges Dam. And I like his site because he's, I think he's based in Thailand, but he's objective and he does give you pictures of the dam, what's really going on. Now, he's talking about cold weather affecting the dam plus, and he's saying that he hopes the Chinese government has or is putting together an evacuation plan for some areas along the Three Gorges Dam. Apparently, he's anticipating or knows something. So, yeah. And now we understand, too, that use of CCP is not accurate. So I'll avoid doing that also. I like to be accurate. Okay, 107 plus other sources are talking about the National Guard being put in 17 states, mostly blue. That has to do with the Tuesday, November 8 election event. Now, this correlates to the information that Monkey Works had been given out for several weeks about Biggs military base and having small planes go to different parts of the U.S. And what Monkey was intimating was these were military police. So that would correlate to this. National Guard in 17 states, military police, but it also correlates to a potential for martial law. So we'll have to stay awake and aware and see what's going on. Okay, Hal Turner is putting this out. Hal was 15 years with the FBI, and he also did travel internationally, so he has a lot of contacts. So Hal Turner, he's putting this information out. Over the weekend, this past weekend, November 6, 2022, in Washington, D.C., the Federal Reserve or someone had a 10-foot, 3-meter fence built around it. Now, this is what Hal says. Get some cash now. What do the bankers know that they're not telling us that they had this fence built around the Federal Reserve over the weekend? We don't know. Now, how is bringing this information out too? That there's truckers reporting diesel is not available in parts of North Carolina, Oklahoma, and Tennessee. So yeah, we're seeing this. Personally, I think this is being orchestrated. So that's going on. Now we have CDL Life source bringing this out about South Dakota and Nebraska. The governor in, let's see, South Dakota, Kristi Noem, and the governor in Nebraska, Pete Ricketts, both have come out and said that the truckers' hours, and this is a rule by the Department of Transportation that truckers can only be on the road for so many hours, and then they have to rest, and they have to keep track of it. So these two governors are relaxing those rules because only for a certain group, those who are hauling liquid fuel, gasoline, diesel, and for a certain time period, because they need to speed up and get out more shipments. Apparently there are shortages. So that concludes this brief report. And let's get ready for ice and snow in Texas all the way down to the coast. And along the East Coast, two tropical systems, one coming out of Florida and one adjacent to New York, but both to come along the U.S. coast, go all the way up to Canada. Okay, and let's remember, God is in charge and He is on the move. I love you, and I'll see you soon.